Again, I want to thank you for your time, and we'll go right ahead and get into the agenda. So the first person that we have on the agenda today is my colleague, John Britt, and he's going to offer a stakeholder introduction. Are you ready, John?
I'm ready. Good morning, everyone. Let me share my screen very quickly. All right. So as we do every morning or every meeting, I try to introduce somebody or someone new. This week I didn't have any stakeholder to introduce, so I thought I would introduce someone from our staff that you may know of, but not know a lot about. So we're doing an employee spotlight on Mr. Chris Hoffman, who is our social networking and digital media specialist. We ask him the same questions that we ask everybody else. So what do you do to relax? So Chris is quite an accomplished comic book creator and collector. He also does a lot of 3D printing. He even once printed gifts for all of us during a meeting. It was really cool, little cell phone holders. Um, Something interesting, he has been DJing since 1999. He's known as DJ the Gull or Hollywood Hoffman. That's pretty cool. Others may not know, he's been invited to be a guest speaker at this year's San Diego Comic-Con. That's a pretty big deal. At least sounds like it to me. Um, as far as at NEMSIS work concerned, his key responsibilities are internally. He creates our graphics, he maintains our style guide, and he's the general ambassador of good cheer for everyone. External, basically, if you see it, he's had a touch of in it. He's done something with it. So he updates the NEMSIS webpage. He posts all of our social media messages, edits and posts all of the NEMSIS videos and trainings. He's the showrunner for these calls. If it's, like I said, if it's something that you see, he's probably had his hand on it or in it. And he did share one more picture of he and his family when they were at Disneyland on Splash Mountain. I thought that was pretty cool. So thank you for sharing, Chris. And I hope everybody enjoyed getting to know someone on the NEMSIS staff who you may not see all that often. And with that, I'll give it back to you, Monet.
Thank you so much, John. And thank you, Chris, for allowing John to introduce you. We definitely appreciate all of your talents here at the TAC. I'm going to go ahead and ask Bengie Alexander, who is next on the agenda, to go ahead and give us a maintenance update.
Yeah, thank you, Monet. Let's see if I can get this to share. Monet, can you please confirm you are seeing the website?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so for our maintenance update, if you're not familiar, if you go on the NEMSIS.org website, under technical resources, you will see a tab that says NEMSIS maintenance schedule. Since we're in June, our next maintenance window will be June 17th and 18th. So if you experience anything outside of those dates, feel free to submit a help desk ticket here on our website following the red banner. But during that time frame, if you do experience anything that's interrupting your service, just know that we're just going through our maintenance period. And as always, if you have any other questions outside of the maintenance schedule, feel free to open up a help desk ticket and we'll do our best to assist. Okay, thank you, Monet.
Okay, thank you so much, Benji. We appreciate that update as well. All right, I am next on the agenda, and Benji sort of sneak a little peek of what I want to share. Let me go ahead and get my share going here. All right, everyone. So you may have noticed if you visited the website recently that we have now opened the registration. And I'll just go to that first banner, and we're gonna stay on this page for just a moment. I have a little talk I want to go through, but the buttons are here for you to now complete your information. So again, we are so excited to announce that we have finally opened up the NEMSIS annual meeting registration. The dates again are October the 6th through the 9th at the Black Rock Mountain Resort in Heber, which is a short distance from Park City. This year's meeting marks a special milestone as we celebrate 25 years of NEMSIS, a legacy of data, a future of care, recognizing the tremendous impact NEMSIS has had on advancing EMS data and improving patient care across the nation. Your participation is so important. The expertise, the perspectives, and the engagement of our stakeholders continue to shape the NEMSIS standard. This is an in-person meeting specifically designed to foster meaningful conversations, real-time collaboration, and productive decision-making. Now, I want to digress briefly to tell you a quick story. So recently, I listened to a wonderful presentation hosted by Prodigy EMS. It was titled 170 Years of Sadlers. Now, please give a little thumbs up in the chat if you also attended that webinar. Hearing two twin brothers, one a physician and the other an attorney, reflect on their work to improve patient care in the early 1960s and 70s, and the evolution of EMS was both informative and inspiring to me. So as we celebrate our 25th anniversary, I would love for our annual meeting to include similar conversations and opportunities to reflect on our journey together. Let's share the stories, the lessons learned, the best practices, and even the challenges that have helped shape where we are today. More importantly, let's discuss how we can continue to improve EMS for the next 25 years. Now, of course, I will be retired by then, but I'm sure many of you will still be around. I want to give a special thanks to the state data managers who are using their personal vacation time to join us at the meeting this year. I want to thank CSI and OCI Software for being the first vendors to already get their registrations complete. Now let's keep the momentum going. I'd love to see an additional 20 agencies, vendors, organizations, whoever you are on the call, get registered today. And I say that because we are offering our early bird special, and it will expire at the end of July. So please go ahead and complete your registrations. And we definitely look forward to seeing new faces and the familiar faces from the EMS community, and especially many of you who have contributed to the success of NEMSIS over the years. Now, I have added a lot of the information, or my team and I have added all of the information that you need to get this process started. So we have the draft agenda here. We also have some invitation letters on this page as well. And then we have this group activity. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this group activity. I personally am not that involved in sports, but our PI, Dr. Mann, is a very active individual who loves finding all of these creative things for you all to do when you're in Utah. So I'm going to ask my colleague Chris if he could put up a poll for me so that we can gauge how interested you are in participating in this particular activity. And you can even put that information in the chat, Chris, if you don't mind. I would like to see at least, I would say 30 people to complete the form if you are attending a meeting, because I would need to follow up on this particular activity. So, Chris, did you share the link for that?
Yes, it's in the chat now.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Now, one additional thing we're going to go through as I scroll back to the top, we are definitely going to take a look at this registration portal. But before we do that, can someone confirm that we have some activity on the poll?
Yes, looking good, Monet. We have a good 73% at yes.
Okay, fantastic. You guys are so awesome. I really appreciate you. Now, in order to get registered for the meeting, it's very simple. Go ahead and click on the register for the meeting button, and here we go. So it has all the information about the important dates and the early bird pricing and when that price will increase. And I also have some information about when this actual storefront will close. So we want to make sure you can take care of all of this information in advance of these closure dates. And then also, we are slightly behind on our reservations at the resort. Now, I'll tell you, this area is a very pricey area, but I have negotiated the best price you could possibly get for this particular location. And if you are willing to do so at the same time, I would highly encourage you to also complete your reservation at the resort. So let's go ahead and jump into the annual meeting registration. It's really simple here. You're just going to complete some basic information. We're not asking you for too much of anything. We do already have a very steady record of all of the agencies and vendors who have participated in the past. So just providing your name or affiliation will be great. And then checking here for the days that you will attend. Now, I know that this is slightly different than what we may have discussed before, but we are asking the vendors to participate Tuesday through Thursday. In our compliance documentation, we have indicated that we need you at the general sessions, and each of these days are considered general sessions. So if for some reason this is an issue for you, please let us know. We'd be happy to have a discussion about it. But again, this meeting is in person only. And so therefore, we want everyone in the room, both the vendors as well as the stakeholders, so that we can have the important discussions and have a very fruitful meeting. I also would like to mention that if you do register today or this week or very soon, go ahead and click here if you would like to participate in the curling activity. That way I'll have your spot reserved. If you have any dietary issues or preferences, I know we have a lot of folks who are pescatarian or vegan and other types of concerns, gluten concerns, please indicate that information. And then I want to let you know that I have created some shirts. And so we're going to use these shirts as part of our team engaging activities. So if you would like to add that to your cart, please do so. If you have any questions or concerns about any of this information here, please don't hesitate to reach out and let us know. There's another thing I will mention briefly as it relates to the state data managers. We want to thank those of you who applied for financial assistance. We are making those awards this week. We do not need you to complete your registration because we'll complete that registration for you if you were granted the award. And the same will be true for the advisory board members. So we want to make sure that you get all of that information in writing in an email, but I just want to mention it while we're here on the call. So at this time, I would love to know if there are any questions and if my team members could help me out. Let me know if there are any questions in the chat.
No questions right now, Monet.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. So in closing on this particular topic, I just want to say again that we are so excited to be able to host this meeting. We would love to see you all in person. Everyone on the call is invited, and bring a friend. And so thank you so much. Now I have the next topic as well. So I'm going to go ahead and transition to the next topic, which is the monthly report. So we currently host a location on the website for the monthly report, and it's under the tab that reads View Reports and Public Reports. And then you would go to the NEMSIS monthly report. And here at the very top, we have the May report. And so we have included the information about the save the date for the annual meeting, and then the links so that you can get to that information. We have the information about the previous V3 calls, and I won't go through everything here because I would love for you to open this report and take a look for yourself. But one of the things I did this month is I thought about the people who may have taken a vacation in May, and you just did not want to open your computer. So now that you're back and it's June, you can basically get a quick summary of anything that we discussed in May related to the NEMSIS project. And so you'll see some additional information here that you may have not seen in previous reports. So please take a look, and especially look at their research publications that utilize NEMSIS data. But all of that information is included for you here. So you just have one place to look for information and feel like you have been updated. So that is all that I have on that. And I'll transition back to the agenda. And the next person that we have speaking will be Randall Eimerman. And Randall, I see that you have 3 topics. You're going to give a NASEMSO liaison update, violence against EMS update, and the national custom elements update. And let me know if you are ready for the transition. Randall, are you with us?
I am. Can you hear me now? Sorry, I was
can hear
having.
you. No
And
worries.
you can see my screen as well.
Give me 1 second. Let me stop sharing. Okay, fantastic. You're ready.
All right. Thank you, Monet. So the NASEMSO update, just to save the dates for everyone. The first one is the NASEMSO Great Lakes Regional Meeting, which is September 15th and 16th in Lansing, Michigan. So that'll just be a regional meeting. And then the second announcement or save the date here is the NASEMSO annual meeting for 2027. A lot of excitement about this next trip. It is in Anchorage, Alaska. It is the West region's turn to host. Todd McDowell is the director there. He's also the West region chair, and he's been gracious enough to host this for us. So save the dates, plan your trips, and it should be an exciting time. Next is just another reminder here. We've had a chair position. Amber Vietanen has finished her 2-year term. Peter Geisert from Oregon has stepped in now as the new DMC chair. He did a great job at his first working meeting. He also did the annual meeting, but for the first DMC business meeting will start June 16th, which will just be next week. So hopefully a lot more information coming after that meeting. Kind of just jumping in here to my next topic is the violence against the EMS personnel. We do have the data dictionary out there. We have a companion document for the hazardous data set. We've also performed an online training. In the past, we've been referencing everyone to this violence against EMS personnel data dictionary, and then the link below it. Last V3 call, we had made a change to that, so that's no longer valid. We're now looking at what they titled as the HAS data set for work-related injury, death, or suspected exposure. There you will find the violence against EMS personnel data dictionary and the hazardous data set guide. Just to give everyone a quick review again here, locate this on the NEMSIS website. You're going to scroll to the top at technical resources, drop down to guides and usages. And then you're just going to scroll the page down past the data set guides until you find that HAS data set for work-related injury, death, or exposure. Next announcement on this, I did kind of speak on this last time. I think I kind of misrepresented it as a working group. This is really more about information sharing on the violence against EMS personnel. There will be a small agenda to kind of help motivate the conversation, but pretty much it's open just to sort of have general thoughts around this. I do not have a date set yet. We do have this information. If you scan this QR code, there is like an interest form that you can fill out. I do have just a few people. I'm doing my best to find the best time for everyone to meet. So if you're interested, please scan that QR code, and I will also put a link for it in the chat when I'm done. Any questions or comments about the violence? I'll just keep moving here, Monet. If a question comes in, we can go back to it. So next here for the national custom elements, these are specifically around the CPMIH. Once again, trying to help locate them under technical resources. We would go to our custom element library, clicking on our national custom element list, and there you will find all of the new CPMIH data elements for use. Rather long list. There is 17 new data elements, and one data element was an extension, which was the ePayment 32. Just like with the violence, we're also doing quarterly information sharing sessions. Once again, date is not set. There is an interest form by following the QR code. I will also put a link for that one in the chat. The agenda is just going to have an agenda to motivate some conversation again. You should see those schedules coming out and being announced on the next V3 call, hopefully starting those in the month of July. There's another reminder here about the informational sheet about blood transfusion national custom elements. This has been posted up onto the NEMSIS website. You can also see that there is a link in there for the NASEMSO Blood Product Administration Document Best Practice Guidance. Then lastly, we'll just navigate to that here. That's under the technical resources. We'll still find that under the custom element library. As we scroll down, you'll see some other informational sheets, and then you'll see that we've added the blood transfusion. In the very near future, you should be seeing more informational documents for the other custom elements. We're just sort of going back and forth and completing those still. So any questions on either topic? Okay, Monet, that's all for me today.
Thank you so much, Randall. We really appreciate all of the work that you do. And thank you so much for providing those updates. All right, we're close to wrapping up here. We have two topics from the NHTSA's Office of EMS. The first topic will be an update, and the second one is the pre-hospital blood update. Both of those updates will be provided by Mr. Jeremy Kinsman. Jeremy, are you on the call?
Yes, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Monet. Thanks, everyone, for joining today. Just a few updates from us. I think on the last call, I mentioned that we recently held a FICOMS public meeting and also our first NEMSAC meeting during EMS week back in May. I can make sure that folks have access to the links to those web pages where you can see information about those meetings, get the meeting minutes, and also you can sign up for emails to be informed about when the next meetings will take place. There's often a virtual option for the public to attend. For SS4A, the deadline for the FY26 SS4A applications was back in the end of May, so back at the end of last month. We received a record number of applications, I think for SS4A in general, but also specific to post-crash care. So I think we had over 400 applications for post-crash care, which includes pre-hospital blood. So the department is working on reviewing those applications as we speak. I don't have a date yet on when an announcement will be made regarding which applications have been approved, but as soon as we know, we will let you all know. I do just want to mention, I think Monet did a great job of describing kind of the NEMSIS annual meeting, and so just want to encourage you all to sign up for that. That the NEMSIS team did really a lot of work centered around, and they do this each year, but really centered around how do we make sure that the NEMSIS annual meeting is valuable and is meeting the needs of you all as our stakeholders. And so I think this year's meeting is really going to be special. I really encourage you all to sign up, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all there. One just kind of additional update for us on some of the focus coming out of our office. I think we're really this year going to be reprioritizing kind of interoperability, integration, and linkage between EMS and trauma registries, between EMS and traffic crash records, certainly NEMSIS and NARIS, and EMS and our health information exchanges. So expect that you'll be hearing a lot of updates from us in that space. We're really going to be kind of pushing hard to kind of leverage, I think, NHTSA and DOT's priorities on pre-hospital blood to see how we can use that to help us improve those kind of that interoperability, integration, and linkages across the country. I also just want to mention, related to what Randall brought up about the violence information sharing session, we're really excited about that. There was a work group and several folks on the NEMSIS team that really put in a lot of work to come up with that, the violence data dictionary. And so I think we're really hoping that our state partners, vendors, and some local EMS agencies will join that information sharing session and see. We'd love to hear from you about the elements that they put together, about if folks have plans to kind of implement them into their EPCRs, and like what their thoughts are on starting to collect that information. So really hoping you all will click on that QR code and fill out that form. Excited to gain folks' thoughts on those information sharing session calls. And then lastly, related to pre-hospital blood, our work continues with Uniformed Services University's National Institute for Defense Health Cooperation. They put out requests for proposal from their ecosystem partners to be one of the 25 pre-hospital blood demonstration sites. No additional updates in that space, but we will update you all as soon as we know about who those implementation partners and demonstration sites for that program will be. And I think that's all I have for today. I'm not sure if there's any questions in the chat. Happy to answer them. But if there's no questions now, also happy to just communicate with folks via phone or email anytime that you have something that you need. Looks like, Jonathan, you got a question.
Unheard of, right? I'll have a question. Hi. Well, you certainly spoke my language in terms of the interoperability objectives broadly. I guess and you may not know this yet, but you mentioned that you've got a number of focus areas there. Is there a mechanism by which there's a lot of success stories at this point? I guess is the bottom line. There are people, as you know, working on pieces of that, but there are also a lot of success stories at scale. So rather than sometimes we found, I think, in this community that one or two get a lot of focus, other ones may not. I'm thinking here of the state of California, which has done a lot and tends to not get the same level of attention as certain other states for what it does well, maybe deserved, but whatever. What's the mechanism by which you guys want to hear what's actually going on or already working on, or how do we engage with you? Try to avoid the reinvention of the wheel. What's your process looking like? And if you don't know, that's fine. But I would hate to find you guys reinventing the wheel on this when there's a lot of work already being done on it. By a lot of
Yeah,
different
I
people.
don't know. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up, Jonathan. I don't think that there's anything like set in stone at this point about the process or, I think we have a good understanding of kind of our vision and goals, right? We want to see more EMS agencies and systems across the country, with the ability to access health information exchanges, to make those connections, to share data to the health information exchange, to get data back out of the health information exchange. I mean, we want to see that expanded across the country. So, in terms of how we get there and what that looks like in terms of like activities, tasks, resources coming out of our office, I think that's still to be determined. But I think as those things are developed, we'll certainly let you all know and we'll pull you into those conversations.
That's fine. I'm not necessarily just thinking about HIE. You mentioned trauma registries, you mentioned crash data. I'm thinking about those too. Okay, here we tend to talk about certain niches. But again, I'm thinking about ecosystems like ATSA and others, of course, where these conversations are alive and happening. So to what extent, yeah. I guess what I would love to propose, if it's all right with you guys, is would there be a forum by which folks can kind of let you know what everybody's doing, almost like a listening session where you can sort of say, hey, go around the table, tell us what you're doing.
Yes, yeah, I think that's a really good idea, and that's something that we've been bouncing around. How do we make sure that we're setting up environments where we can share success stories, challenges, and I've actually been having a lot of calls this week with folks on the traffic crash side about their systems, how their data moves, what are our opportunities to try and integrate or connect these systems, or EMS and trauma systems. Is it at the local level? Is it at the state level? Is it at the national level? There's a lot of complexity and nuance on the traffic crash side that I think we need to work through. And so, yeah, I think absolutely, like hearing from folks on that side about challenges, opportunities, and successes, and also on the EMS side, the same thing, and kind of like bridging those two communities to figure out where the solutions ends. That's a great idea, Jonathan. And so I think what I'll do is talk with Clay and the team at the TAC about how we might be able to set up some environments where those discussions can take place. All right. If no one else has any questions or comments, thanks again. And as always, feel free to reach out to us at the NHTSA Office of EMS if there's anything we can do for you. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jeremy, and for your update. And thank you, Jonathan, for your questions. We always appreciate hearing from folks on the call. We don't want this to just be a one-way conversation, so thank you. I would like to actually take an opportunity to invite Mr. Gam Wijatunga to have a few words. I did see that you joined the call. If you have anything you would like to say, that would be fantastic. And if not, we'll just consider you a special guest on the call today. Did you want to have a few words, Gam?
I was just popping in and just want to say hi to folks and thank you for all the work you continue doing. As Jeremy mentioned, pre-hospital blood transfusion is a priority for our administrator, Jonathan Morrison. So we continue to work quite aggressively in this space, and progress so far, I think, reflects the commitment of everyone here on the line today. So we appreciate your partnership as we move forward. Thank you, Monet.
And fantastic, Gam. Thank you so much. We appreciate seeing you, and we are grateful for your support. All right, I'm going to share the agenda again. And let's see here. Maybe. All right, this is now an opportunity for me to provide a few updates. So our next V3 call will be on June 24th, same time. And then we have a special public training that is scheduled for July 7th. This is a statewide hospital outcome data update with Florida's Office of EMS, and Josh Legler will be supporting that particular training. So please look forward to receiving the invitation for that and participating on that training as well. And then, of course, we have another V3 implementation call coming up in July. Now, this is an opportunity for the open forum. And so I would like to ask if there are any additional questions from our audience, from our stakeholders that you would like to present at this time. Anyone? Hands up. All right. Hearing none. Please know that if you have anything you want to discuss on the calls, just make sure you send us a note, put it in the help desk, contact a member from the TAC team, and we'll be happy to get your topic listed either on the agenda for you to speak on that topic or for us to, have a conversation about the particular issue that you're experiencing. All right, at this time, we're going to get ready for the breakout rooms. And basically, the message is simple: have great conversations. If you are entering a room other than your own room, please ask for maybe an invitation or, permission to be in that room. Keep the conversations respectful. These are things we all know. So we want to go ahead and get us ready for these breakout sessions. And these really are opportunities for states to engage with the vendors, ask the questions. Maybe you have had some transitions in your office and you're not familiar with the new people on the team. So just feel free to jump into the rooms and talk about the things you need to discuss. All right, Mr. Hoffman, do you have those breakout rooms ready for us?
They should be open now.
All right. Again, thank you all for your participation today. Have a great meeting. Have a great rest of your day. And we look forward to seeing you at the annual meeting and look forward to seeing you on the next call. Thank you.